This is 53rd day of the Gaza-Israel war. In the northern Gaza Strip on Tuesday afternoon, Israeli forces were targeted by 3 explosive devices in 2 separate incidents, breaching the ceasefire agreements with Hamas. In one of the incidents, shots were fired at Israeli forces, resulting in several soldiers sustaining minor injuries. In response, IDF soldiers fired back at the sources of gunfire, while adhering to the ceasefire boundaries. Hamas's al-Qassam Brigade spokesperson, Abu Ubaidah, claimed that Israeli forces committed a clear violation of the ceasefire in the northern Gaza Strip. He asserted that Hamas had addressed this violation and emphasized their commitment to the truce, urging mediators to pressure Israel to adhere to all ceasefire terms on the ground and in the air. Following the reported incident, Palestinian media reported the scrambling of Israeli fighter jets over the Gaza Strip. Initially uncertain, the IDF questioned whether the attack signaled the end of the temporary ceasefire, was an intentional test by Hamas, or a mistake by a rogue low-ranking Hamas or Islamic Jihad cell. Amidst fears of a brief respite in the devastating conflict, a last-minute dash by mediators secured a 2-day extension of the current ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Hamas agreed to the 48-hour extension under the same conditions after intervention by Qatar and Egypt, the principal mediators for the initial agreement. While there was no immediate confirmation from Israel, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres hailed the extension as a glimpse of hope and humanity in the middle of the darkness of war. Concerns lingered about the potential brevity of any break in the conflict. Israel's defense minister, Yoav Gallant, warned troops that when fighting resumed, its strength would increase and encompass the entire strip. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pledged to crush Hamas. International pressure for a ceasefire extension intensified, with the US, UN, and the EU urging Israel not to restart its offensive in Gaza. The likely terms of the extension included the daily release of 10 Israeli hostages seized by Hamas and 30 Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. Humanitarian aid was also expected to continue flowing into Gaza. Late on Monday night, 11 Israeli hostages, including 9 children and 2 mothers, were released, bringing the total released by Hamas to 58 since Friday. Among them were individuals with French, German, and Argentine citizenship. Reports suggested the imminent release of 6 Thai hostages. On the Palestinian side, 33 individuals were reported to be released from Israeli prisons on Monday evening, including 30 children and 3 women, totaling around 150 Palestinians released. The White House welcomed the truce extension, with President Joe Biden stating it was achieved through extensive U.S. mediation and diplomacy. Efforts to increase humanitarian aid into Gaza and work towards a future of peace and dignity for the Palestinian people were emphasized.